Okay, have you been binge watching the movie Home Alone? How could you not have seen that at least 5 or 6 times over the course of the holiday season? Well, thanks to our good friend Mark Hite, you might see a familiar scene before this segment is over. He's here with Mark Hite, Realty Partners. Good to see you.
Good to see you. It's Plaid Day here on 3+You. I think we're all getting in the spirit.
Maybe it's good that we have a little distance, because I'm sure if we were side to side, we might clash a little bit.
It might not be pretty.
I'm glad to get in the spirit. So you were sharing with me that you kind of have your own Christmas gift in a way to give to people who've been in the market to buy a house. Those interest rates, even though they've come down a bit, they're still high.
Yeah.
So you found a way to help folks out, right?
You know, in a changing market like we're experiencing, I mean, this is the tale of two markets in 22. I mean, we sat here in the first quarter and it was a rocket ship.
Yeah.
And the fall has been a correction, if you will. I mean, just like our first slide, sales last month were down 35% to last year, you know, which was kind of shocking to some folks. And it was the result of increasing interest rates. They peaked back in October at over 7%. And at the same time, that caused a shock to the system. And buyers pulled back. That's why we saw that decline in November.
But that's a good thing, isn't it?
It was time. The market has been overheated, Julie, for quite some time. And that's why over the last 45 days, just as we showed, interest rates have declined back yesterday to 6.25%. But that's not good enough. What we've done is partnered with some local loan originators to have a Christmas gift to folks where literally we can get you an interest rate 2 points below the current rate the first year you're in your home, and then 1% below the current rate in the second year. So in that slide we just flashed up there, this is a house that I actually own in Ooltewah. I bought it through my guaranteed offer program, updated it. It's currently priced at $395,000. With the 2-1 buy down, yesterday's rate 6.25, so the first year I buy your rate down to 4.25. Julie, that saves you over $450 a month the first year you're in the house.
Okay.
The second year, it's a 1% buy down. So that's going to save you about $225 a month. And then as interest rates continue to decline, you can decide as this time passes, does it make sense to refinance? What if they're back at 4% in 2 years?
Okay, so help me with some math a little bit here. I'll play like I'm a client today.
Yes.
So I come into you and I think, okay, that could be pretty good. First of all, not everybody can do this. You've got to qualify for it, right?
Yes, you must qualify for the loan at the 6.25% interest. It's not predatory like we saw pre-2008, where there were interest onlys and balloons in this case. This is all disclosed up front and you must qualify.
Okay, so if I wanted to buy that house in Ooltewah and I'm going to pay the asking price of $395,000, but I'm going to, and I get approved through my lender who you're working with, right? I get the 6.25. Okay, then I say, but you know what? I don't want to pay the 6.25. I want that 4.25 deal. So I get that from you, but do I pay any money up front to get that savings?
Actually, no. That is a seller funded. In this scenario, I, as the seller, would pay that money up front to buy down that rate for you.
Okay, and how much would you have to pay?
That example is about $9,500.
Okay, but you get your house sold.
Get my house sold in a timely manner. The folks get, you know, a below market payment for the first couple of years.
Right.
You know, I said at one point, you know, marry the house and date the rate, because, you know, we historically have refinanced our homes as rates have declined over the last 7-8 years.
Right.
That would be the same opportunity.
I'm not trying to pepper you with questions, but I'm just wanting to make sure I understand it all. So you pay the $9,500
up front,
and I buy the house at that lower rate. But at some point, do you get your $9,500 back?
No, it's basically a negotiation concession.
Okay, like it used to be with paying closing costs.
Exactly. That's
same idea.
Same idea.
Or like points.
Points. That's exactly just like
back,
you know, in 2000, in the 80s and 90s in particular, it was very common for seller to pay points, meaning percentage of the purchase price, to buy down those rates. And we were up at 10 and 12%.
Okay, got it. Well, now that I can see too being a benefit to an entire neighborhood, because you still want to sell your house at a fair price, because that affects everybody else's appraisal value. Am I right?
100%, because when you go to sell, if you have the same house, you know, or a similar house, if I had to discount the price in order to get that product to move, then that's going to hurt the comps in the whole neighborhood. So this is supporting affordable housing for a buyer perspective and maintaining values in the neighborhood.
Okay, here I go again, but with your pretend $9,500 investment towards this effort, if the house did not sell, if you didn't have that incentive, and the house just sat there and sat there and sat there, eventually you're going to have to lower your rate. Exactly. Your asking price, rather.
Absolutely.
Right. Plus, you're always paying that mortgage.
I'm paying interest and taxes and utilities because it's going to be cold this weekend. Got to keep the heat on.
What is the general time on the market right now?
So we saw in November the days on the market increase up to 31 days on the market.
Okay.
So we had been all spring down 14, 15 days in the market, which in my 20-year career was unheard of.
Yeah.
If you looked at 2010 and 11, we were at 112 and 115 days on the market. So it's still a prompt sale, but it is becoming a little more normal.
Well, you played Santa Claus very well this morning. So is this offering that you're doing only through the holidays, or how long will this extend?
We'll take it into spring, actually. New commercials will be airing on 3+You and all the rest of WRCB, and we recorded radio yesterday to really launch it in Q1.
Okay, so if you're looking for a house, call him. The office number is 265-0088. Online, it's markhitehomes.com. Follow him on Facebook too, because he's always putting things out there. So from the guaranteed offer to now this promotion to the newly listed coming soon.
You got to be innovative, Julie, and that's what we've tried to do.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.